apart from which I say we.
I say when about me and that enough.
Appreciate. Ingo kwa share enough. Inso ya muloka kucha tete hapo mu.
Nombe mfurenga muipaya. Sande nzango mwanga palifu sha chirubana kula kwine tuishwe fya kulondolola kuno.
Mapalo. Na Patrick. Kusanje bena tiapo. Kunje bati atindaka chero kanchingise kuno nse ndo inendani anje bati fyapwa. Tap. Ngandifaya mupere fumo anena kese ndekira kyo mwana chaba tena pali ne tapali Filipo alifua Patrick. Wewe mpaka? Asi akibeliashi. Someone, but why are you telling me all these things? Achao, I can't stay with you. I don't love you. And I say, oh, I made the covenant with you. I put the ring on your finger. Then at last you want to do this to me. I say, I don't care. Foto wacho mumpanga mlemwe ndekwebe findu ukayolondo ezo findu. Tata mumba nata fumako kuli kana chimwitira kuli nani kana web. Umana tulande. Telefo kumva. Awe, I can't be with you. Alinjibera hapo na Christine alemva. I can't be with you. Kanja, kanche tu. Twende kwa somewhere. We'll go and talk. Twaya kulia. No. Twaikala mumpanga twaikala babiri ndera ndapenda telefo kumva. Ndera I want to go and study. I wasting my time. You finish school. I also want to do something. So what do you want me to do? I just want to have sex. I can give it to you so that you impregnate me. That's what son. That's how we had sex. After sex, no friend, I love Patrick so much. I'm going to stay with him. That's push up in a tabita. Don't take a nine. That's my sound for focus. I sat on top of her. I strangled her neck. Ambo kulanda mvoice. I will love you for the rest of the night. You've already said it. I can't lie to you. I strangled her to death. If me has done that, if she's alive, then Ale prepares. If she's just alive, Ale prepares. If I send an achievement, I didn't have mess. I was in pain. Can't say my part. After I did all these things, covenant, everything, I ended it. Then Palaces and Chingiraman. So now me, I'm going. I'm going to if phone Aisha on, Abakan told her, but Abakas phone. Amfaka? They answer the call. Yo, Muntu Tomtola Paso so send. So right now, I was looking for
number password. You have never come to password. You can sangasha.
Akafont got a password.
No.
So please, don't even cry, please. It's my wish to die.
Okay.
But Mapalo, I hope now I'm sang.
I fue tu era.
A lovely good evening, viewers. Welcome to NSAKA. It's a Thursday, and we are back again looking at the different situations that happen in our communities, in our nation. And this program is for you. Right from the onset, we just want to encourage you to be part of the discussion. Feel free to drop in a comment, share, and invite people so that we can educate one another on tonight's program. Now, tonight we are looking at how to handle rejection, breakups, and marriage. We are looking at handling rejection, breakup, and marriage. And from the clip that we just had, that is an incident that happened sometime in 2020 in December, where a young man ended up killing the girlfriend as well as taking his life after facing rejection. Now, as usual, we do have evangelist Shagula, Herbert Shagula, our in-house counselor, our well and source of wisdom right on this program. Evangelist, good evening. Welcome to Ubuntu channel.
CJ, good evening, and good evening, everyone. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you. Viewers, may I apologize that we are unable to have Evangelist in studio due to a technical challenge. But, you know, the program has to go on. We need to teach each other. We need to educate each other. And we won't let technology get in our way. So tonight, like I said, we are looking at handling rejection, breakup, and divorce. So please do like and share, invite someone, and in the comments, just type in or click on the heart or on the like. We want to know that you are following and we are together on this program. So to get started, Evangelist, here we've mentioned three things. There's rejection, there's breakup, and then there's a divorce. So I know it's a mouthful of words, but if you can just briefly explain or define each of these words as we get started with the program. Over to you, Evangelist.
Thank you. Thank you. Rejection. To avoid rejection, what to do is eject. To eject is to throw away or to throw out. When you say rejection, you are saying throwing out that which was once yours, once which was loved, once which was cared for, and now it is not required and it is not necessary. So when it is not required, then you begin to reject it. You say no to it. You don't desire to have it or to possess it. That is rejection. Now, when you say breakup will come from rejection. It's a process, you know, of these are steps. You can have, you begin with rejection. From rejection is to break up. To break up, it means to detach from. You are connected, you are no longer connected. You are joined, you are no longer joined. So when you break up, it means that you have stopped being connected to your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband. So you are no longer together. Now, when you say divorce, to divorce means that it to completely put away from either marriage, whatever it is. You are no longer in the union. You are no longer together in the thoughts, in actions. You are no longer living together. So that is divorce. It is a total separation, a total detachment. So that's what we are talking about today. In other words, we are going to talk about things that bring rejection, how to handle rejection, and the result of the poor handling of rejection. Then we are also going to talk about the breakups. You know, how these breakups can affect an individual or how they can destroy a relationship. Then the other one is divorce. How a rejection and separation can end up into a divorce, and probably how to handle this divorce or the right way of divorcing so that there is no injury, there is no pain. This is what we're going to talk about this evening, TJ. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. So, as we proceed on this, viewers, like I said, this is your program. We want to interact with you. So I'm sure there's a number that will be scrolling where you can come through, you can call through and be part of the discussion, ask your question, make your comment, okay? And you could also drop a comment right in the comment section. We'll be able to read it and respond. A link has also been shared right there in the comment section. If you want to be part of the studio, just click on the link and you'll be right into the studio. I can see there's Chanda Shepherd who's watching. There's Lawrence. There's Muyumba Tungara. There's also Auntie Ruth who's watching. It's a pleasure to have you. Please feel free to just continue dropping in those comments. Now, Evangelist, what are the common reasons or causes of rejection? Or maybe you could even take it further, like you said, since they are related, rejection, breakup, and divorce.
Okay. You know, before you can reject him, there's an attachment. What am I talking about? What I'm saying is that, you know, you find that people fall in love. The gentleman proposes to the lady and the lady accepts. And they begin going out together, doing things together, sometimes even sleeping together, sometimes even living together. Rejection can also affect married people, husband and wife, or wife and husband can also face rejection. Now, rejection comes in many, many ways. Sometimes you find that, you know, your husband will lose interest in you or lose love for you. Either, for example, when you got married, you had a small body. But later on, you begin to have children. You begin to eat well. And the body increases. The weight increases. Every part of your body increases. But your husband sometimes remains the same. At times, you find that the gentleman who has loved you will begin to shun you, will begin to leave you, will begin to complain about your weight, and probably ask you to reduce it, to lose your weight. Now, this will not stop there, it will go further than that. Sometimes because of weight, you find that a lot of things will have to change. The wardrobe must change, the clothes that you're going to put on. Because you've gotten a big body, so you require bigger clothes. And also you need more money to buy these. So that cost can bring some pressure on the mind of the gentleman. And that pressure can create rejection. The gentleman will not want to work with you. He would not want to introduce you to friends as a wife because of your looks. You are too big for him. And you look older and you look younger. And so he will begin to reject you. What you are doing, if you are doing things together, you begin doing things alone. Or each one of you begin doing things alone. Going to the market, if you go to the market together, sometimes the husband will go to the market on his own, or he ask you, the wife, to go to the market on your own. Because he will feel embarrassed walking with somebody who has put on so much weight. That is rejection. The other one will be, it can be sometimes, you know, like in this case, where somebody took, where a certain gentleman took a lady to school. She completed the school. She completed grade 12. She sees a man who is below herself in terms of education. The gentleman is a grade 12, the lady is a university graduate. Now, some ladies, they will feel that, no, it's younger, what is the people name? Not in I must go for fellow graduates. You may not grade 12, the GTE. So I cannot detect you. Now, that can create rejection. The gentleman, the wife will reject the husband, will not be found with the husband, will not do things together with the husband. That can also be a source. The other one is where you live together with the other people around there. Sometimes it can be tribal. No, I don't want to marry this tribe, and they don't want to speak this tribe or this language. And in the end, you begin doing away with the gentleman. Now, when you do that, you find that most of the things that you are doing together, you will never do them. You will never go to some places with. Then what will come is hatred. And where does this lead to? It will lead you to break up. What is breakup? Breakup is the time when sometimes you feel like, can we give our relationship time to breathe? Can you stay away from me so that I think and reprocess my mind whether to continue this relationship or not? So the breakup process begins. Sometimes as you live alone, you meet another man. And that man falls in love with you and you begin going out with him. And sometimes you find this man is very good to you. He supports you, he cares for you. And in the end, you decide to say, no, I think instead of just the breakup, it's better for me to divorce this gentleman. So it means you've gone to the third stage of giving up in a relationship. So you decide to go to court, you go to court, and then you divorce. Divorcing means that now you are going to share property. Husband will take a certain percentage, the wife will take a certain percentage. Sometimes children will also be shared, especially the small ones who go with the mother and live with the mother. The bigger ones who are above 7 years, they are likely to be with the father. Now, this started from a small beginning and ending with a divorce. So that is what happens in short. CJ, I wait for answers, for questions, and also comments. For now, I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. We are also joined by Rom Kelewai. Rom Kelewai, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, CJ. Good evening, Washabula. I'm listening. I'm on the road and I'm following.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, please. I know that's why I came a little bit late. Okay. So I don't know. I don't even know what you guys are discussing, but I just saw some. But it is always interesting. Well, I don't know the preamble of the topic tonight, but otherwise, I would rather listen a little bit or share a little bit when you just give me a hint.
All right. Thank you, Mkilwa. I'm sure you're going to catch up. We are looking at rejection, how to handle rejection, breakup, and divorce. So, viewers, there's a number on the screen. If you want to call, there's an experience that you want to share, there's a question that you have, feel free to do that. The number that you're calling is 0977 765623. I repeat, 0977 765623. It's also available on WhatsApp. We could just dial and you'll be through to the studio and we can have the conversation together. Now, Evangelist, I'm going to start from the position of if, say, I want to reject or break up or divorce someone. Now, this is figurative.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
So, what is the best way, Evangelist, of doing this? What is the best way of rejecting or breaking up or initiating a divorce?
Normally, as an evangelist, I may not take to divorce.
that one I know, but
I'll get to that.
Yes,
I'll get to that. My role is not to teach you how to reject, how to break up, and how to divorce. Yeah. My role is to unite. My role is to strengthen relationships and marriages.
Yeah.
My role is to strengthen families.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about in the event that it has happened that way, because it is likely to happen, whether we want it or not. It can happen. When you are rejected by your husband or your wife, you should ask yourself, what is it that has caused this rejection? What is the problem? Because if you understand what the problem is, you will know where to begin from and how to work it through for you to get to the end. Now, let me give an example. For example, you marry somebody who was small and she has put on weight. She is now bigger than yourself. How do you handle this matter? First of all, you cannot tell your wife that you are too fat. That word on its own is an insult. You are too fat. You must understand that it is you who bought food and fed her and made her what she is today. Number two, when you are told that you are fat, the problem now comes to you, the one who is accused of being fat. How do you handle that? Handle it with a smile. Do not lose your head nor your heart. Take control of yourself. And then from there, resolve the matter with the gentleman or with your wife. Find out what the problem is and find out what alternatives can be there in order to ameliorate the problem or just to reduce on the problem. Let the gentleman or the wife give you solutions. Honey, you are saying I'm fat. I agree with you. But how did I get fat? And what do you think can be done? How do you help me to lose weight? So you should not fight. You should be able to discuss. I must say this, CJ, yes. All the time, it is important to discuss matters. It does not pay fighting or quarreling or accusing each other. So discuss the matter. So that is the point number one. Point number two, if somebody decides to break up with you, first of all, after you've tried everything to hold back, this decision so that you move together, things fail. I want you to accept the challenge, accept the decision made by that gentleman or by the lady, and treat it as their decision, which you cannot influence and which you cannot change. Number two, you should not think of hitting back. You should not want to revenge. You should not plan to injure, to kill, to beat, or do anything that's not right. That should not come into your mind. Because the Bible says, Awanakashi, Mafia Pombo, meaning that it is easier for you to find a lady, because women are plenty. They're everywhere. They're like Mafia Pombo. Pombo is a small animal. You find it in the bush. It's like a goat, and so it actually produces pellets. So these pellets are fitted and they are in numbers. So that's why the members use that problem in order to show that women are plenty. So you should not fight. You should not create problems for you. Accept a decision. If you want, you can just plead with him or plead with her, or find other people to help you resolve that problem. Do not look at the amount of money that you've lost in that relationship. For whatever reason, do not look at the cost. If you look at the cost, it will cause you to push yourself, to force yourself on him or on her because of the money or property that you've lost. So the issue here is that take it easy, and if he does not want you or he does not want you, let him go. Let him go. Let him go. You will continue living. You will continue living. And sometimes certain divorces are a blessing in disguise. Certain divorces are a blessing in disguise. Sometimes you are going to get into troubles, but God has saved you out of that trouble. Number two, sometimes you are going to get sick, serious sickness, but God has saved your life. Sometimes you are going to die, but God has saved your life by being rejected, by having a breakup, by a divorce that is going to take place. So we should actually accept what comes to us and before us. So now, when we deny, we don't accept the truth, because somebody we love so much has rejected us. It is going to eat you up. It is going to eat you up. You will not eat. You will not sleep. You will lose weight on account of a man or a woman. My friend, let me be real, face it, and you overcome. The case there. Thank you.
Thank you, Evangelist. I can see there's a Janet Manjamela watching all the way from Chelenge. We're grateful that you are part of the broadcast. Viewers, there's a number that is scrolling on the screen there. Please call that number. Share with us if you've gone through a breakup or a rejection, a divorce. Share with us how you managed to overcome it, how you handled it. You know, we are here so that we are able to educate each other. There's someone out there who could be going through that situation, and they just need a word, they just need that advice that will give them strength to take the next correct step. Now, Evangelist, just like the story that we had when starting, and we've had a number of these incidents where a person fails to accept that their partner, whether it's their girlfriend or husband, is no longer interested in them. I don't love you anymore. Okay, and we've seen situations whereby and mostly it's men who end up maybe killing the girlfriend or wife, and then eventually they also take their lives. How can you help a person in such a situation where they are thinking of going to extremes? Why is it so difficult for a person to, to take a rejection or a breakup?
First of all, sometimes you find that, one of the reasons is after investment. Mm-hmm. When somebody invests his life, his time, his talent, his gift into you and into your life, they find it very difficult to withdraw and begin to look for somebody else again to start a new relationship.
And also, Evangelist, also touch on this issue about covenants, people who get into covenants. Yes, Evangelist.
Yes. So the issue is that you find that, somebody has invested a lot of time in that person. Sometimes it is money, a lot of money which they have spent. And probably that lady has even opened a shop from using that gentleman's money. And that gentleman has financed the construction of the house or the shop or bought a car or sent her children to school or educated her or took her to the vet hospital for her to be treated when she was at the point of death. Now that she has recovered, she does not need you.
Yeah, one can useless.
You become useless. And then she begins even receiving calls in your presence, calls from boyfriends. Yeah. And she would openly talk to the new boyfriend in your presence. Now, that is very, very painful. When that happens, then it means you are actually digging your own grave. Because the gentleman may fail to handle himself. Now, what are you supposed to do as a husband, as a man? The best thing that you should do is to ignore. Leave that person alone. Because, items such as the building, money, the school that you send people to school, and probably the best education you gave her, all these things are things that can be worn out, that can go, that can finish. But your life is more important. Because sometimes, as I put it, it was good that you broke up so that you can find somebody who is sensible. If she can talk to a man in your presence, it is an indication that she is useless and therefore you better leave her. If your boyfriend can talk to or speak to a girlfriend in your presence, then it is time for you to leave that one because he has no respect for you. So how do you handle it? Leave him. Go away. In most cases, those who want to get rich by using hook or crook, in most cases, they don't go far. Their business will collapse. Their relationship, which they got into, may not even go very far. You, the one who has been rejected and divorced, you will probably end up getting married And the person that rejected you may just remain single-handed as a bachelor or a speedster. Why? It's because of the way you were thrown out of that relationship. So in short, accept that rejection, accept that separation, accept that divorce. If you don't accept it will haunt you, it will kill you, or you kill somebody because you have failed to accept it. That's what I can say. Now, though the covenant has nothing to do with your life. I know there are people who cut their finger, produce blood from their body, and also cut the body of the lady, and they mix that blood. They say we've made a covenant. We should die together, never to divorce, always be together. So when something goes wrong, the lady or the gentleman will say, no, for me, I cannot live alone. So I'll go with this one in the grave because I made a covenant. That is rubbish. It is a foolishness to go that way. Your life does not depend on the gentleman, you alone, only you. And so live your life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Evangelist. Wom Kelebai, I don't know if you've managed to
well, to start with the issue about rejection or separation. Divorce. Nobody, two adults or bring other third parties into your conversation, your disputes, and try to challenge or try to make you change your mind or stop whatever you were doing that was making your significant other unhappy. Unfortunately, in any agreement, in any contract, there's always a lifespan. And also, there's always, there are always a termination of that contract. So in this case, marriages or relationships, yes, when we are entering into those relationships, you enter them with the intentions to make it last as long as you wish to. Unfortunately, you cannot start going in a relationship and start talking about death and start talking about cheating when you are busy falling in love and you are busy walking those distances, standing mosquitoes bakuluma kazuba kakushoka, you are busy chasing for love. You are not going to start having a conversation with no ngatwani chitabwanji. You are talking of the things that are sweet, that are convincing. You are bargaining. You are putting up your manifesto, and your significant other receives, accepts, and then you move on. But then, as time evolves, nature takes its course, where death can occur, sicknesses can occur, or change of heart does occur. We are human beings. So if such problems start appearing, comes, you have to have a way to deal with those issues. Other people do yes, I agree, have hard times to accept the fact that they are either been their hearts have been broken. You find that they take it too seriously and too far. Others can venture into violence. Others would look at what they have invested, the time they have wasted or they've been with, they've spent, the sacrifice they've made in a relationship, and then they realize to say, you can't just stop or end this relationship just like that. What about the things that I did to you? But what you have to understand is that those things you're doing to that person, you're not doing it just because you are doing it because you love that person. And when you are giving or you are buying or you are doing all those things, providing to her, you are providing those things just because of the current relationship you are in, because of the love, and also you are planning for the future. But when she breaches or he breaches the contract, that is where now you have to look at the monetary issues. If you are legally entitled to claim what you have spent, but if you were doing so without any legal intentions that you are going to get your money back one day when that person dies or when that person decides to break the contract, if you are not making that expression expressly in the beginning, then you cannot claim those properties back or the monies back, because you gave them as a gift. You gave them with good intentions and with your good heart. So it is a catchy. Yes.
Sorry for interrupting. Let me just acknowledge we are joined by Rafik. Rafik, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much, CJ. Good to have you too.
Yeah, thank you. Let me just allow Mkelewai to conclude on his thought. And then
you have to also take certain issues into account. That's where maturity comes in. That's where understanding comes in. That is where you decide either to let go of the person, because you cannot force an individual to love you. No matter how you may want to keep him or her besides you, when she has already expressed her feelings that they are no more, the love she had for you, it died a long time ago. Well, it's time for you to rekindle. Either you start from the beginning so that you can, you can fall in love again. We are human beings. We change every time. So that is my my submission for now.
Thank you, Mkelewai. Rafik, please make your submissions on today's topic.
Thank you so much. Good to have Evangelist here, and also Vom Kelevai. Thank you so much for so many encouraging words you've said. Those are most of the things I also wanted to, in fact, contribute. Me, it's not just a matter of contribution, but I've been a victim of divorce, not even too long ago. Not too long ago, not too many months ago. I've been a proper victim. This was the worst part of my life. When it happened, it was just like a dream, or you feel like it's going to change tomorrow. But on the other side of the brain, you really know that what has happened will never change, and it has happened. There's nothing I can do. I got sick. I stopped eating. It was just one of the worst moments. I was sleepless and I was losing weight. Depression started coming in and a lot of things started going on in my head. And Just like Wom Kelebai has said, you just need to reach a stage where you say we are human beings. That's the main point which was really going on in my head. We are human beings. We change at any time. I was one person who I was loved too much, and then things just changed overnight, like I was dreaming, and then things just went like that. But one thing to understand is that we're humans. People change, and when people change, you can't force them to do what they don't want. That's one thing I realized. Because in my case, I really did a lot of apologizing, thinking things are going to be okay. I did the best gifts I could buy in town, the best gifts I could get, maybe thinking this person might change her mind and then come back. Then I realized I spent for nothing. I cried for nothing. I begged for nothing until these things kept coming to me. And then I just reached a stage whereby I cannot change this person. There's nothing I can do about the decision that this person has made. And later on, I started seeing this person moving on, dating another man. This is when these things really changed in my brain. Like, okay, now this is the end. No matter what I do, nothing will happen. No matter where I go, nothing will happen. And the best thing I did as well was to heal from all these things, worked on myself, worked on my self-mistakes that I had made, and I began to move on as well and began to look elsewhere. That's how it is. The only time when you can fall in love again is a time when you accept the situation. This is when your heart will heal to love another person. Otherwise, if you do not accept what has happened, it is difficult to love another person. So if there's anybody right now listening to me and going through such a thing, there is love ahead. There are people ahead who are going to love you. There are people who are going to love you even better than the person who has left you. Sometimes it might seem like that's the only person who is going to give you what you want, but telling you the truth from my experience, there are people who are going to adore you. There are people who are going to worship you. There are people who are going to see you like you're their savior in their life. That like they are just waiting for you. The love they'll give you, it will be so extreme that you won't even understand it yourself. This is what really happens. So you can be depressed sometimes. Even me, I sit down and say, why was I wasting all that time? Why was I just seated here crying? Why was I missing those meals? You feel like you wasted a lot of time crying. And later you realize that there are people in this world who are going to love you. There are people in this world who are going to love you even more, that you might think all that time you were with that person, you were wasting that time. So please, if you are there, you are passing through such moment, do not think it's the end of the world. Do not think things have ended there. No, never think that this is the end of me. Let me just kill myself. This is the end of me. I don't know where things are going. This is the end of me. Let me just do whatever I want. Or maybe you indulge yourself in drunkenness, alcohol, and then smoking and things like that. You end up destroying your life. One thing I can encourage you, there's something better ahead of you, even more better. In my case, I never knew that I could be this happy. I never knew that I could be somebody I could have a woman who is not nagging. I could have a woman who is not doing this. And you'll be like, God, where was this person? And then it happens. So don't worry if you're going through such things. Heal. When you heal, somebody is going to come and you will learn to love. Because you also worked on yourself, you're going to love more. You're going to know that I was loving in such a mistake. In my previous relationship, I was making such a mistake. And then the person you'll find, you work on your mistakes and make a very better relationship, even better than the one you left. I think that's my submission I can give right now.
Thank you very much, Rafik. Just one question that I have for you. How did you manage to keep yourself occupied in the time that you're going through what you're going through? Because we see a lot of people falling into depression, and like you said, they stop eating and whatever. What things would you recommend someone to be able to do so that they're able to get back to their self?
What I would recommend people to do is to open up. What you feel, find a person you can share it with. I'll tell you, there are people whom God put around you. Yes, we could have some fake friends here and there, but there are also original people who are surrounding you. Open up to people you can trust. Tell them what you're going through. These people will be able to help you and give you a few words here and there. And then if you feel like talking to somebody, call them, go to them, visit them. Don't spend much time alone. This is how I came out. I became a person who was visiting too much. I would go visit such a friend, I'll go visit a certain friend. And as I'm doing that, I was finding myself getting tired. And then if I would have sleepless nights, those things would go. Because when I reach my bed, I'm a tired person. I'll go straight to bed and sleep. And then don't abscond from work if you're working. If you have a business, do not even abscond from your business. Go do your usual things the way you used to do them. I used to go for work, report to work for the same time I used to report and work perfectly and knock off and go home. Just be among people. I think what really helped me is to be among people. People called me and people were there for me. Always they encouraged me, they talked to me, and slowly I was getting out of it. Slowly I was getting out of it. And right now, even the people who I was busy calling every time, I can tell you they're even able to tell the guy has healed because he has even stopped calling us. He has stopped visiting us because it's evident. They've seen that he has healed because that time I would call one person 3-4 times, talk to them 3-4 times, talk to one person, stuff like that. And then at the end of it, these same things healed me. I opened up. Whatever I was feeling like it would make me cry, I'll share it out. Whatever I was feeling like it was so heavy on my heart that I can't take it out, I'll take it out and just speak to somebody about it. I wasn't imbalanced of any situation which was going on. And later, I began to heal. I began to heal slowly. I began to heal. And this is how it happened. When I healed, I was able to see love from another woman. But as long as you're not healed, you continue crying and your eyes won't be open to see what is around you. But the moment you heal, you will see another person. You will see a better person ahead of you. So I'll just briefly say it or just shorten my whole sayings here that open up to people. Be with people. Don't be alone.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience. Himba is in the studio. Himba, welcome, and it's great to have you.
Thank you so much, CJ, and good evening, viewers. Good evening, everyone. And thank you so much to Mr. Rafiki for that testimony which you've just shared. It's very encouraging, and I'm so happy that you find peace and happiness at the end. May God be with you.
Thank you, Himba. So, Evangelist, I just want your reaction from what Rafik has shared.
Rafik is right. You know, there's when a problem is shared, it is halfway solved because you are trying to get answers to questions that you have, to the situation you don't understand, so that they can give you a way out. It is important to look for credible people that can give you proper advice. And you should be very careful also in the way you receive advice. There are people who can mislead you and you end up with doing a wrong thing. So you need to be very, very careful. Look at the credibility of the person that is talking to you. Look at how they have managed their lives. And then that will help, that will give you a go ahead or the strength for you to go ahead. But stop crying over spilled milk. No matter how beautiful she is, even when you look at her and then when you look at her, you begin melting and dissolving. If something serious has happened, give up. Let her go. You'll find somebody else. Here's Rafiki today, he's happy, and even the way he's talking, the voice is quite loud, louder than mine. Meaning that, you know, he was sorted out. So, when you've got a situation of that nature, it is important for you to share with the friends and talk to them. To accept the situation, accept that situation, and then move on. That is the way to go.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. Himba, please make your submissions.
CJ, I've
Himba, are you still with us? Okay.
Yes, are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. My submission this evening, CJ, is that when you meet somebody you love, you should count it all joy. And when you meet somebody you love, you should always bear in your mind that huyu ni muntu na envy. As if I can borrow Barafiki's words, it says, we are human beings, we can change your mind at any point. But the key point for me is whenever you are doing anything in these relationships, do it for yourself. Such that at the end of the day, you not go out with a regret. And if you first look at your first interest, your personal interest, then everyone who is around you are going to be happy and you are going to make the right decision. Because if in every situation you are looking at your partner, at the end of the day, you'll be growing, you'll be having this pain within you without realizing that you need to deal with it. You first have to deal with it yourself, accept the situation, and be able to make decisions, sound, not just decisions. Here we are looking at making sound decision. And in a relationship, the problems we have are that my indicators tima yaona kuti inkani ya lulapa, or this relationship is going this direction. But what kills us, we stay in denial, and we also allow society to dictate on us. We also want to live a status that is accepted in society. But nowadays, marriages are not looked at that from that angle. The moment you want to please society, the moment you want society to know that you are married, you are still called a Mrs. or you are still called Ranakantwa, well, you are dying. At the end of the day, you are going to lose your self-esteem. You are going to lose who you are. You are going to lose your job. You are going to fail to manage your business, and then mental health will come in. If I can't have her, no one will have her. If I can't have him, no one will have him. But the respect I have is somebody who's going to say, let me let go of this person. I've got a life ahead of him. Before him, I had a life. With him, I've got a life. Even without him, I'll still have a life. That will give you the strength to move on and to make right decisions. When we are into these marriages, yes, the Bible says for better, for worse, but manje vintu vachinja. You are not going to hold on to a marriage that is bringing pain and grief on you, and then you're holding on because that's what society expects you to do. You mukafika mnyumba mubila banzanu waendo nkala mozizila. Banzanu wankala mumakisi, loving, honeymoon, you are being insulted. Then these are the people you want to go and impress out there. No. Look into your personal interest. If a marriage is not working, it's not working. Let go. And especially Bazimai, we have to learn to let go. If you feel you don't feel anything for this man and he doesn't make you feel like a woman, let go of that man before you start kwenda kubanganga, kwenda sakila majuju akuti bakukonde, kwenda kubanganga, kwenda sakila majuju akuti you start comparing with other women. I think for me it's not worth it. You are who you are. And as Basafiki has said, there's somebody out there who's going to love you and appreciate you more than the person you're staying with. And sometimes as you keep on fighting for this relationship that is not working out or which is not even right, you actually can't even notice other men or other women who can appreciate you and value you out there. Even the other great opportunities to great relationships, you not even notice them because you're concentrating in the wrong direction. Let go of that partner who is making you miserable, who's making you not to achieve your goals. Let them go. It's not the end of life. Kumocha alitimaenda bonse same direction kulipa tukuyenda bosa kukwatiliwa banankala divorce bazashikiwa huku banasiri banafanishwa kukwatiliwa bashikiwa kutienda same direction. Love yourself, value yourself, and always chase your happiness first. I submit.
Thank you, Himba. Uli selfish maningi, why? Zone development ganizira for sure.
I share CJ inaweza kupisha ukasomea.
All right. Now, Evangelist,
Yes.
I would like you to shed light or give guidance from the traditional aspect. How is what kind of support is there any support system that is given to someone who is going through, let me say, a divorce? Because I'll say that is the extreme case.
Yes, there is. You know, customers, when one has a problem of that nature, they'll either ask that person to go and live with the grandmother or the grandfather. Because there he or she will be able to open up and disclose to them exactly what the problem is and how she is feeling and her way forward. So normally you go to see your grandfather or grandmother. The other one is the NSAKA. These are your cousins or sisters, the sisters to your father or your mother. These are people that can also help. Sometimes it can be your brothers or your sisters. They can also help. At times, it's the neighbors, the friends, the churchmates. They can also help. So we have a very, very good system which cares actually and can make you open up to them. So our system is good. That is the situation, CJ. Yes, in short, we have a system which assists people that are going through this.
Okay, thank you very much. Very soon we'll be winding up our program. Just want to bring out one aspect, and I'll bring in Rafik on this one. Kumankala, especially if your partner has really left you wounded. When ango kulina ma dangerous prayers ma church mwinango where they really curse the other person and say uja life yake vintushani visakaende bwino, and all that kind of a thing. How can you be able to get healing such that you are not thinking of that? And in terms of time, is there a time frame that you want to talk? I think within this time, a person should be able to heal from such kind of a thing. And how do you help yourself from having negative thoughts about that person, whether to harm them or bad things to happen to them? Rafik.
Thank you, CJ. So I would speak in my case. What had happened first when I was left, it was so hurtful. It was so hurtful indeed that I began to think so many bad things, wishing to see bad things happening to that person. But I remember one day meeting a counselor who told me these words. I was told these words that when you were in this relationship, didn't you make mistakes as well? And I answered, yes, I made mistakes as well. And he told me that she also can make mistakes, which makes you equal. I was asked a thing like, didn't you cheat when you were together? I said, yes, I cheated. And he told me she also has the right to cheat. And the more I was given these words, I began to humble myself. Later, after these console words which were coming to me, I learned to ask for forgiveness from her. The first thing that came to me was humbleness. I humbled myself and knew that I also made mistakes. So when I had talked to her, I told her these words that forgive me for all the mistakes I made when we were together. Because I realized I was also making mistakes. Sometimes when we get angry, we forget what we used to do as well. We really forget, but you remember that on certain occasions, you really did a lot of things as well. You lied, you did this, and then once I realized that I was also wrong, humbleness came through me. So I would say for you not to have evil thoughts on that partner, the first thing you do is to accept your mistakes as well. Even if at the end or at the time your relationship was ending, you are not the one who was wrong, but remember the wrongs that you did previously, then those things will make you be humble. Once I became humble, I realized that she can also make mistakes. She can also cheat like I was cheating. She can also do this like I was doing it. So the first thing I did was, she's human as well. Am I too special that I'm the only one who can cheat and she can't cheat? I realized that yes, both of us can also do the same thing. We can fall in the same weakness. And humbleness entered me. Once you become humble, you will not wish anything bad for that person to happen. So if there's any person listening and saying, I'm wishing this person to do this, I'm wishing this person to die, hey, I wish she can do this, I wish I would never see her. All these things, they only go away when you humble yourself and accept your mistakes that you did as well. So accept you were wrong in some occasions, accept you were wrong sometimes, and when that thing comes within you, you realize that anyway, we are just humans who are living and making mistakes and learning to go to the next step. Then you will heal from wishing evil on people. I think this is what I can say. I submit.
Thank you very much, Rafik. We are going to, we're in the dying minutes of our program. Himba, I'll request you just to give your closing remarks before, before I'll bring in Rafik for a minute and then Evangelist will wrap up. Himba, your remarks.
Thank you so much, Peter. As we conclude, rejection is something very painful. Whether it's coming from a partner, it's coming from your family, it comes from the community where you are, it's something that is very painful. But as human beings, we should expect it. Because no one is perfect, and we are going to meet people in society. Some are going to love us the first time they see us. Some are going to injure us the first time they see you. Some are going to appreciate you. Now, coming to a relationship, in these relationships, let us learn to accept what we go through and let go. And as Rafiki has said, let us also take responsibility of our own actions. Let's always make sure that we don't live our lives based on what society says all the time, on what my neighbor will say, on what my friends will say. Otherwise, they don't know what you're going through in that marriage. It's only you who is in that marriage. So for me, as I would say, if woman bomba, please run for your life, leave that relationship. It's not worth holding on to for me. Love yourself. If you have children, prioritize your children. Let your children be a priority, and balance. You calculate. Please work on yourself, accept, and fight the spirit of denial. And also, when such things happen, put aside the notion or the idea of fighting for material. Material has sent a lot of people to the grave, has made a lot of people to stay in relationships that are not healthy. Because out namanga nyumba, out motoka.
Himba,
as you still have time, I submit.
Thank you very much, Himba. Before we get Rafik, I will call in Wom Kelewai. Wom Kelewai, we are wrapping up the show. Please, in 2 minutes, your concluding remarks on today's topic.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Well, Rafik, it is very brave of you, my brother, to have come out like that and share. I think many people are going to appreciate your contribution and
Thank you.
what you have passed through, and it is good to see that you are well and you have at least learned something from this, and you are going to be, I believe, a very better person tomorrow who can actually save so many marriages or advise or counsel the young generation who think marriage can last forever for them. But anyway, coming to my conclusion, In science, we say whatever goes up must come down, no matter how high. One day it has to come down. You know, relationships also do reach a maturity time and also ends at one point, either by death, which is naturally where it can come, it is happening, it's gonna come one or the other, whether we like it or not. The other thing is where we as human beings decide to go separate ways, mutually agree to say, look, we can't live like this. We want to better our lives, or we want to avoid hurting other others. Instead, we decide to release such individuals, such people, so that they can go their way, so they can find something new in their life. That is how we grow, and that is how we evolve. Even in government, you know, we have been changing governments, but I'm not saying that wakwatira already my what's the divorce. That's not the notion that we are giving you. When you have problems and your marriage has hit a rock bottom, or rather the marriage has broken down irretrievably, meaning the marriage could not be put together, no matter how many people, no matter how much you may try to bring to mend it, but you can tell that apa ichtemwiko tapali, ichtemwiko nachwa. Don't force matters. There's life after divorce. There's life after separation. There's life after death. We are Christians. We know all this. If you are a widow or you are a widower, there's life after. You don't have to die, just like Imba put. So you don't have to inflict more pain on the other person. Let them go. Let them go. Allow them to go, to move on and support. And I believe we learn through mistakes. And when you have left your significant other, your ex, I know we have these idioms where we say we have to hate the ex. We don't have no. My position on that one is you can actually get closer to your friends, to your ex, and be friends and be able to advise one another, because you know each other's weaknesses and strength, you know, and you become friends, especially where children are involved. We don't need to be enemies. Support your significant other, your ex, whether they are married, they are in a new relationship, they have found other people, they have support them 100%, even attend their wedding. Tell them there's nothing like just because the munda wakudara. Those are idioms that are going to just kumipua nyani mitu. Otherwise, no, but that's yeah. So anyway, to cut the long story short is that let us respect one another. After divorce, there's always life after divorce, and you can still be friends and talk. Do not put your children in the middle of any confusion. Talk to each other, be friends, and life should move on. I would rather be a best friend to my ex than being a friend to someone who is busy backbiting me, or just a normal friend. No. So that is how it should be and it ought to be. And also pray, meditate to God for you to have some kind of, it's also a proven fact. If you don't believe in God, you can meditate. That is a prayer. You can still meditate. So meditate or pray to God for guidance, and that can help you tomorrow or to thrive in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mkilwai. Rafik, your concluding remarks?
Well, my concluding remarks are these. I would just say, if you go through such things, it's going to pain. I can't lie to you, and it's going to pain very hard. Sometimes it feels like you won't come out of it. But at the end of it, the only thing that can come out from me is faith. Believe that things will be okay. It will hurt. It will really, really, really hurt. More especially in this world of social media, where you even see this ex of yours trying to maybe to hate you through posts that your ex is posting. There will be some posts that will be done to just make you feel bad. This world of social media now. But I would just encourage you, it's going to hate. It's going to hate. If that person is hating you through social media, block that person so that you do not see what is being posted. Because the more you see it, the more you get hate. The more you see it, the more you get hate. So just to try and reduce on hate, stop watching what that person is posting, whether ex-wife or ex-husband. Just stop watching, because she'll make sure that she'll be posting things, or he will make sure that you'll post things to hate you. So stop looking at those things, and then try to be in your own world and accepting what has happened. Otherwise, it will pain, like I've said, it will hurt. But have faith that it will pass through, it will pass, and then you'll be fine. Like Wom Keleba Isa has said, he said, pray as well. Praying sometimes looks like what you are telling God, he's not listening. But I would be so sure to tell you that whatever word that you produce out of your mind, which you are telling God that at a particular time when you're very hurt, God is listening. And when you say, God, encourage me, he will do it. Pray to him, meditate to him, read scriptures, and you see things working out. This is what I can say. Pray as well. Pray as hard as you can. Find time. If you feel like complaining, kneel down and complain to God. If you feel like crying also, you can kneel down and cry to God. It also helps. And at the end of it, you see God coming through and helping you in your situation. I submit. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rafik. Evangelist, please wrap up the show with your concluding remarks.
Yeah, as I said, dear friend, rejection can actually cause depression, it can cause stress, it can also cause frustration in the heart of the other person that has been rejected. And because of what it does to an individual, we should not do it on others, because they'll end up not eating, not sleeping, not bathing, and sometimes they can take even their whole life. If not, the children will suffer in the family, your work will suffer as a result of that. If that is to happen, let's take it lightly. What I mean by lightly, understand that you're not the first one to go through. Even others went through that way. And understand that, you need to consult others to help you how to handle it and how to come out of it. So in other words, be strong. It will pass. It will not come to stay and break your legs, but it will pass. Except that we need to have friends that we can talk to. And let us want to accept the situation. Don't deny. To say this can't happen, or it shouldn't happen to me. Then you want to do it happen. So it should be you. So the issue here is in accept it and work within the sphere of that problem. So it is very, very important, dear friends. If your friend is suffering from such, help them. Don't laugh at them, because it can happen to you, as it has happened to others. So let's not also cause others to stress, because they don't know the level of resistance they have. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. Thank you, Rafik. Thank you, Himba. Thank you, Wom Kilabai. Want to thank Caroline, Eunice, there's Janet, there's Auntie Ruth, there's Muyumba, there's Lawrence, there's Chanda, and each and everyone who has managed to be part of tonight's broadcast. Viewers, if you need counseling, someone that needs counseling, Evangelist is available, and you can get in touch with him on 0977 527407. 0977 527407. 07. You could get hold of Evangelist Shavula, and he will be able to give you that counsel that you need. May I also remind you that every day at 20 hours, we have a live program right here on Ubuntu channel. So make sure you stay glued to this channel. Make sure you like and follow all our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's Ubuntu Channel Zambia. There's also Ubuntu Channel Live. And then on Twitter, it's Ubuntu Channel. YouTube, it's Ubuntu Channel. Share this broadcast. Share even the other things that we have on our channels. From me, Emmanuel, who has been our director, and all the panelists and the Ubuntu crew, we say thank you, good night, and God bless.